Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Vritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Traya Vibhag Yoga, the 14th adhyay, and Sri Krishna is explaining about the magic and the roles of all the three gunas that are inherent in us. That Prakriti, the moment a being comes into existence, Prakriti hands over the three gunas. It is not only just we take birth with all these the jnanendriyas and karmendriyas and the senses, the sense organs, the organs of action. It also, the Prakriti also provides us with the three gunas, and these three gunas are basically the main culprits. They are either they take us forward or they just result in our downfall. And Sri Krishna has told everything about this sattva guna, rajaguna, tamoguna. He has told everything that when each of the guna is preponderant, it is in predominance, what kind of effect each guna results in. If sattva at predominant at the time of death, we get the wonderful next birth, which is conducive for the realization, the enlightenment, the illumination. If rajas is predominant, then again the birth attached with so many activities, attachments. And if tamas is dominant, then there is nothing but delusion. The jivatman that seeks a womb under the veil of that ignorance, jivatman seeks a womb which is going to be again take birth as a deluded being, a person with no heed. They're totally heedless, there is total callousness. So this is what happens, and not only that, even the outcome of the karma when each of these gunas is in ascendance, what happens? That with sattva in ascendance, with sattva predominant, the activities that we do, they are always pure fruit giving. The fruit of those activities is always pure, serene, blissful. The activities predominant with rajas on top, though all those activities, they will give the fruits which are creating attachments. Attachments with the things material, attachment with the things which are worldly things. And with tamas, again, there is nothing but delusion. The outcome of activities done with tamas in a preponderance, it is nothing but the ajnanam, ignorance. And then Sri Krishna told us in the previous shloka that we read that each of the guna also is associated with birth of something, like sattva. Sattva sanjayate jnanam. Sattva leads to, sattva arises to the knowledge, the enlightenment, the way forward, the way upward. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. Jnanam is produced out of sattva. Rajaso lobha evacha. That attachment, that greed, that passion to have something and to protect something that we already possess. That greed, that passion, that desire, that spruha, that bones out of rajas. So these are the two outcomes. One with the sattva, the knowledge, and the moha, lobha with rajas. The binding, the attachment, the desires, and the greed. All these are associated with rajas. But what about the tamas? The worst of all the gunas which put us again and again and again and again in this cycle of birth and death under delusion. So, pramada mohau tamaso bhavato ajnanam evacha. What comes out of tamas? What rises out of tamas? What tamas gives birth to is pramad. The heedlessness we have seen, the arrogance, the improper thinking or no thinking at all. And then moha, the delusion. What is right, what is wrong, we don't know for that matter. We are always deluded. We don't know anything about that is going on around us. We are always deluded. No clarity. It is all darkness. And ajnanam evacha. And not only these two, not only the pramada and moha, but also the ajnanam is the outcome of tamas. Ignorance. The total lack of any knowledge. There is no chance of any enlightenment for tamas being dominant. So this is what again Krishna has cautioned us. You beware, you know what each guna is leading you to. You know what each guna is resulting into each of these things. Sattva into purity, sattva into knowledge, sattva into enlightenment. Rajas into activity, rajas into binding, rajas into greed, rajas into passion. And tamas into heedlessness, delusion, and total ajnana, the ignorance. So having told this, now Sri Krishna is again telling us that how these three gunas, which are part and parcel of our so-called individuality, which come to us as a birth given by the Prakriti, and these have been with us all along. These have been with us in all the previous births. These are going to be with us for all the births to come. It depends upon us which guna we take care, which we kind of promote within ourselves. Whether we promote sattva, whether we promote rajas, whether we promote tamas. Which of the gunas we cultivate, which of the gunas we take care. So Sri Krishna is now again telling us about each of these gunas, which way it is going to take us henceforth or hereafter. ūrdhvaṃ gacchanti sattvasthā, madhye tiṣṭhanti rājasāḥ, jaghanyaguṇavṛttisthā, adho gacchanti tāmasāḥ. Now all the three gunas, they take us to some distance. Now they give some direction for our forward journey. They give some direction to our evolution from this self. Whether it is evolution or devolution, these three gunas they determine. Sri Krishna says, ūrdhvaṃ gacchanti sattvasthā. Those who are seated in sattva, those who have imbibed sattva as the predominant guna with their individualities, with their personalities, those who have kind of cultivated sattva in their individualities, such people, such beings, they go upward, ūrdhvaṃ gacchanti. They go to the higher planes. not just limited to the human life as such. They are not satisfied. They want higher planes. They go to celestial planes. They go to the planes of gods and demigods and goddesses and celestial beings. Or if they are lucky enough, if they are fortunate enough with the grace of the Mother, with the grace of the Lord, they can even go much above. ūrdhvaṃ, the highest pinnacle of this journey, the highest end point of this journey. They can merge with the Lord. They can merge with the Paramatman. So that there is always an upward, when sattva is in ascendance, when a person is seated in sattva, sattvasthā, when one is fixed in sattva, when is merged in sattva all along, the journey is always upwards, higher and higher and higher. Then it is into the celestial planes, the planes of gods and goddesses, or go to the ultimate. That is the possibility with sattva being dominant. Then, madhye tiṣṭhanti rājasāḥ. The rājasāḥ, madhye tiṣṭhanti. Tiṣṭhanti is, it settles, it just hangs around in the middle. There is no upward progress. But at least there is no downward fall also. It is status quo. So we started this, we ended this journey here. Next journey also starts from here. Then let us see what happens in that next journey. So it is a status quo maintained with the rajas when one is fixed in rajas. And jaghanyaguṇavṛttisthā. Jaganya is the abiding in the function of lowest of gunas. Now, again and again, Krishna is telling us that tamas is the lowest of gunas. Never go after tamas. Never have that, attitude of tamas is my friend. No way. Tamas, unfortunately, is part and parcel of you, but you have to keep this tamas at a bit distant. You have to keep it. You have to keep away from tamas. You can't, unfortunately, get rid of it. But then, jaghanyaguṇavṛttisthā, the lowest of the gunas, if one is fixed, then what happens to such a person? Jaghanyaguṇavṛttisthā adho gacchanti tāmasāḥ. That tamasic person, that person who has fixed oneself with the tamas, with the lowest of the gunas, adho gacchanti. There is only a downfall for that person. No more human birth for sure. There is, even if there is a human birth, there is nothing but delusion, there is nothing but ignorance, there is nothing but darkness. So there is no upward, no promotion from LKG to UKG or first, second, third standard, no graduation, no post-graduation. It is just the LKG or even below. You stop going to school at all then. Then again starts the journey. Now I have to start preparing for my LKG. So this is what happens, Sri Krishna says, when we are fixed, when one is fixed in any of the gunas. With with sattva, it is upward movement. It is going higher and higher. With rajas, you are stationary. You are same. Your train has stopped at this station. You remain at that station in the next journey also, and start the journey from that station onwards. You have not made any progress at all. You once again start from the same terminus from where you were supposed to start the journey. Your train has not moved a single inch. Your bus has not moved a single centimeter. You are as it is. And as it is, you start the next journey. But then what about tamas, the lowest of the three gunas? It is adho gacchanti. You go downwards. There is long way to go, proceed then. So Sri Krishna tells that beware of, have the knowledge. I am telling you what each of the gunas is going to lead you to. Now if you don't pay any heed, now if you remain heedless with the influence of tamas, then you know where you are heading to. So those who are fixed in the sattva go upwards, the rājasikas remain in the middle, and the tāmasīkas, abiding in the function of the lowest of the gunas, they go downwards. As simple as that, Sri Krishna says. I cannot explain to you in more details what is going to be the outcome if you get attached to the lower gunas. So remain attached to the sattva guna. Tamper with the rajas here and there, because rajas is required, no doubt about it. But beware of tamas. It is and here Sri Krishna has pointedly told us, it is the jaghanyaguṇavṛtti. It is the lowest of the gunas. Till now, Sri Krishna has never told us in these discrete terms that tamas is the worst. He has not told us so far, but in this shloka, in the 18th shloka, Sri Krishna clearly tells us what we should be opting for. And he has cautioned us here that tamas is jaghanyaguṇavṛtti, the lowest, most of the three gunas. And this is what going to lead you if you remain attached to tamas. If you remain tamasic in your life, your ultimate result is nothing but downfall. Because you won't be able to see the path towards enlightenment. You won't be able to see knowledge. You won't be able to see the holiness and the serenity on this journey towards enlightenment, towards this illumination. You will be far away from it if you remain in tamas. With rajas, at least you can be stationary. There is no downfall for that matter, fortunately. With rajas, you start the journey where you ended the journey and see whether you can go forward. Or if you imbibe to tamas, again there is a downfall. But with sattva, if you are fixed in sattva, if your entire individuality, all the senses, the sense organs, the internal faculties, they are all tuned to sattva, then there is nothing but promotion, promotion, promotion. Then there is nothing but further evolution, higher and higher and higher. So this is what Sri Krishna has once again cautioned us, telling us, he's pleading to us that I am giving you such a wonderful explanations for each and every gunas. Now you learn, now you pick up which of the gunas you want to settle in, which of the gunas you want to remain imbibed in fixed in. So that was another beautiful explanation of the hierarchy of the gunas for that matter. The sattva topmost, the middle one rajas, and the lowest one the tamas. So let us see which gunas we plan to adopt our individualities to. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.